Franziska's father always told her that the beach house was his escape from the stresses of running a company. Visiting the island lifted the weight of obligation from his shoulders. Now that her dad is gone, Franziska holds the role of CEO. She carries the weight. This year, for the first time, she invites Shannon and Maria from the office. When their motorcade pulls into the driveway, her kids, Opal and Colin, jump out and speed around the side of the house toward the sand and the breeze. Franziska thinks to call them back to help with the bags, but that weight is gone and the beach is calling. She and her friends race the kids to the ocean. That evening, Opal and Colin huddle around the telescope on the deck as the ladies hold margaritas. For this is the true reason Franziska's family bought this beach house. Every summer around this time, a sharp eye can catch a family of dolphins breaching against the setting sun. And this year, Franziska's kids effectively petitioned to bring their new telescope. The ladies cast their gaze out over the water, searching, allowing the crashing of the tides to lull them into a misty trance. The kids take turns at the eyepiece, but they eventually erupt into a familiar shoving match. The telescope is bumped and almost tips over. Maria and Shannon help reinforce the concept of sharing. Then young Opal sneaks a glance through the telescope as it points askew. Its focus, a high rocky cliff peeking over rough, crashing waves. "Mommy," says Opal, "there's a man up there." "Really?" says Franziska. "Yeah, and another man on his knees." "What?" Franziska tips back the last of her drink before looking through the lens. The setting sun, weak and dim, makes shadows of the men in the high grass. A man in a jacket stands tall and wide. He looks down at the kneeling man. A praying man? A singing man? No, not praying. His hands seem to be bound together at the wrists. Not singing either. He gulps in a lungful and screams at the sky. In a flash, the man in the jacket grabs the kneeling man and tosses him over the edge. Franziska's shock rips from her throat. She pulls away from the telescope and helplessly watches the distant man fall with her naked eye. He kicks and tumbles down, then issues a shallow splash in a low tide. "Mommy, what happened?" asks Opal. Franziska, stunned into silence, reads the innocence in her daughter's eyes. She sends Opal and Colin upstairs to play. Shannon and Maria hear the truth, fractured by shock and confusion. Franziska's father knew the mayor of this quiet island. She calls him, trembling. Maria takes the telescope down and listens to the murder play out again. Shannon holds Franziska, steadying her quaking limbs. "I'll send someone over right away," says the mayor. The children giggle upstairs. Shannon and Maria make tea and hold Franziska's hand. There's a knock at the door. Franziska hurries through the day room, passing the conch shells and bright tapestries of native tropical fruits. She rips open the door to see a local man she has known since she was a girl, Pierre. The red and yellow flowers of his shirt dance in the breeze against his dark brown skin. "May I come in?" he asks. "I'm sorry, Pierre. Now is not the best time. The mayor sent me." In the kitchen, they offer him tea. He accepts with a smile and a bow of his head. He sips and smiles again, but only for a moment. He stares into his teacup. "The man in the jacket was hired by our government to control the mountain lion population. He hunts and keeps us safe. But he follows an ancient tradition. He protects himself against the lions in the hills with human sacrifice." "That's terrible. That's insane." That's the way it is, Pierre says and shrugs. I've been coming to this island my whole life, and I've never heard of this. If I knew, we are told to keep it from tourists. It would be bad for business. But he's killing people. Your family is safe. He doesn't sacrifice the tourists. He only... Pierre's voice falls away. His mouth twists before he covers it with his hand. Tears carve a trail down his face. He wipes them away. Trying to stop it only makes things worse. What can I do? She asks. If I knew, I would have done it myself. Pierre leaves them with children laughing upstairs. Franziska, Shannon, and Maria call friends at law offices and news media. Reporters stop by, talking fast, jabbing microphones. A cameraman surfaces. The internet boils and all eyes lock on a small island and its rocky cliff. Their week at the beach is a month on a mission. The mayor sends wooden handcrafted signs for the beach houses to post in their front lawns. The signs read, "Long live the locals." Every house on the street brandishes the bold sign, the bold message of absolute change. The cameraman captures the signs and sends the news to the world. Long live the locals. Franziska and her friends must return to the office. On their final night, a pod of dolphins leaps through the air, arching, waving, thanking them for shining light in a dark place. Franziska captures a photo of her children standing by a sign. Long live the locals. They don't know what it means now, but someday she'll tell them about the time she and her friends changed an island. They pack up their cars with a new weight lifted. After they drive away, a man walks up the street. He wears a jacket made of the skins of wild mountain lions. He comes to a crooked wooden sign with bright, bold colors. He straightens it and makes sure it's firmly rooted in the soil. Then he continues his path to the top of the cliff, dragging a bound man who wears a red and yellow flowered shirt. The shirt no longer dances against his dark brown skin. The cameras are gone. The tourists have returned to their lives. Just over the roar of the sea, screams reach the ears of the locals, now safe from the lions in the hills. Long live the locals.